I know the title is a little bit juicy, but I really have something to tell you. And disclaimer, this video is not responsible at all for your buying decisions and the product you will get. The video also doesn't apply to the Amazon refurbished or things like that, okay? I'm just targeting the buying used iPhones from people in general, or I'm mostly targeting the OLX because that's where the most scams happen. And it's not a OLX fault, not at all. You can also apply these for, let's say, iPads or older iPhones as well. Now, here's the thing. This is not a video about the 10 things that you need to check before buying a used iPhone. No, not that video, so just go somewhere else for that. It's a video where I'm going to tell you every single thing that you need to check and how to check it and how to stay away from the scams that are going on every single places. And on top of that, there is one thing, how to get it for cheap, like bargain well. So the first thing you need to do is check for any physical damage. I'm not talking about the scratches, you can do it. But the dents, like from the middle frame or on the back panel of the iPhone 7 or 6s or even iPads. What you need to do is rub your finger on the frame and on the back so you can easily guess the device is ever dropped or not. It's kind of like this way. You need to just swipe left to right, left to right, left to right. That is the only way you can do it. So what it is actually, it's actually giving you an idea that the phone is dropped. Even they're saying like, oh, it's sparingly used, or it's not like a use, it's for use for long distance call and all this stuff. This is pretty much a lie. Now the next step is very important, display edges. How to check that? Okay, so press it with your finger a little bit and feel whether the display is properly stuck inside the middle frame or the chassis properly or not, because that's where you will get to know that the device was open or not, or reopened or not, or something like that. And also do one thing, put your finger right at the edge where the screen meets the middle frame and feel it. If it's smooth, then it's all good. If it's not, if it's rough or something like that, then it's a red flag, because Apple devices are like this. They are seamless at the edges, like you feel the seamlessness. That's what you should feel, right? The next step is for the notched iPhones mostly. It's the display bezels. And mostly I'm talking about the OLED iPhones where the display edges should be very thin. Now, there are third-party displays that has thicker bezels. Now, how to determine whether it's thick or thin, like the OEM display? Just go to the home screen, and the dock and the screen bezel should have symmetrical bezel, not like this. Now, there is a soft OLED panel sold in the market which is as good as the OEM panel for half of its price. Sorry to say, but you're not going to be able to differentiate that thing unless you open that one and see it. So for that kind of soft OLED, it's kind of impossible, but most of people doesn't spend that much money to get the soft OLED panel from aftermarket. Not at all. They don't do it. They go for the cheapest and the cheapest option, so that will have the bezels issue. So you're going to get it. Now, one more thing is true tone. Now, wait a minute. That is not, I'm going to do it like, oh, you need to check whether there is true tone or not. You're going to check it. But now, first and foremost thing is just tap and hold on the brightness slider, then turn off the true tone and also the night shift if it's turned on. So go to the settings, then tap accessibility, then tap display and text size, scroll all the way down, and then click on the color filters and turn it off if it's turned on. So that means now you're going to see what the real color reproduction of the panel is right now. Now, because you are my subscriber, or you probably haven't subscribed, so you should subscribe and join the gang, I'm going to give you a wallpaper link below. Just download the wallpaper, and if you have an iPhone, just airdrop it to that iPhone you're going to use, or the iPad, or search in their YouTube, my channel, go to this video, click the link below and download the photo. What you have over there is a photo with few shades of purple. Now, those purple are curated by me personally. So how that works is like this. If the display is not original and the display has color issues, even if it's original and it has color problems, then it will actually look like blue or orangey rather than purple. The real purple, that color that you can see right now on your own phone, you're not going to be able to see it at all because it will not look purple. It will look either blue or red. So it depends on what kind of display it is now. Now, if you have another iPhone, let's say you have another iPhone 11 or something like that has, proper Apple original display, then you can just compare the both displays side by side with the same photo and you're gonna get it. Also, the cheap displays will start to stutter if you scroll in the first-party apps like settings and all. And of course, do hold on app icon on the home screen and move it around the whole home screen. If the app stays with your finger the whole time, then it doesn't have a non-responsive touch area, which is good. But if it goes back to its original position, leaving your finger alone, then that is the place where the touch is not working properly. Keep this in mind. I'm no expert, but these are my experiences that are talking. And one more thing, don't buy iPhone 10 or later iPhones with notched iPhones with cheap displays on. Like even if you know that it's a cheap display and you try to buy it because it's an iPhone 10, man, it's an iPhone 10s Max, or it's an 11 or 11 Pro Max, don't buy it, because it's more like buying a Ferrari with a broken drivetrain, because that will be costly at any given moment. Because if you go to repair shop till today in Apple authorized and change the display of, let's say, this iPhone 10s Max, it will still cost you tons of money. So you'd rather not buy an iPhone with cheap display, at least for these kind of phones like the notch iPhones. But it's still my suggestion. Now after checking the display, now it's time for going to the App Store and download Antutu or Geekbench, whichever you like. We will do the test later, but first do it, download it. Now in the meantime, tap and hold on the IMEI number in the settings, general and about section. You're gonna get it and you're gonna tap and hold, copy it and paste it on any IMEI checking website. And I will link down below some of them. So it's just to check whether the phone is blacklisted or not in your country. I mean, you don't want to buy a stolen iPhone, right? The next is serial number. Same way, copy it and paste it on Apple's support website. I will link down below that as well for you. And check everything is okay or not, like whether the phone and the model number and everything, and with the purchase date or activation date, everything. And also don't forget about the box and the bill, because those are more important than the charges and the cable, because you can buy them, but the box and the bill are really necessary. But it's still up to you. What are you gonna do? But the most biggest excuse on OLX I found out was like the box was misplaced while I was shifting my home. That is a pretty much a lie, because most of the people bought it from somebody else and they're trying to resell it to you with higher money, most probably. I'm not saying that all of them are scam. Some of them can be genuine. I mean, it's up to you. You need to determine whether that guy or the girl is genuine or not, because you need to look at the face and determine this thing, like whether they are capable enough to own an iPhone 10s Max or 11 Pro Max or 10 or things like that, the products like that, because not everybody is able to buy those phones at the time. So if they're saying that they have misplaced the box, then you have to check whether they are true or not. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Most of common people care about their iPhone too much that they don't want to hurt it, so how they can misplace the box. Sometimes it also happens. I'm not denying that thing, but you have to determine that. Now, if you have the box in your own hand, then check the serial number and match it with the phone serial number. So that's the kind of thing you need to do. The most common thing you will find is Face ID not working. And this is no software issue, by the way. So even if someone would tell you, this is not a software issue. It's either the phone dropped hard or the screen got damaged deeply in the past and fitted with kind of like cheap displays. Now, if you're buying phones from 6S to 10S Max, except the 10R, you have 3D touch. So check that as well. Like when you tap and hold the flash button, then you're gonna feel it. Push it really hard and you're gonna feel it that everything is working, like the 3D touch is working and the taptic engine is also working. Now the next one is lightning port. Check if it's working or not. It's just you need to do. And then turn off your phone and turn it on. You just need to do it. Trust me, you just need to do it. And definitely tell them to peel off the screen protector if it's on the phone, because don't try to save cheap few bucks on it when you're buying an iPhone, because that's where some scams happen. Yeah, I'm saying it's a scam, because if there is a problem, they put it on a third party's screen protector to just make it like, oh yeah, this phone is really new and you're not gonna even get it. So tell them to peel it off first. Then lock the phone and put it against sun or some bright light and see if there is a rainbow vibe to it. If there is a rainbow thing going on, then it's a cheap display. It's not the OEM or original Apple display. So, and when you're taking the phone to your home, like you're literally buying it for any given reason, the first and foremost thing, you tell them to reset the phone and you put your dummy Apple ID, not your real Apple ID, because it can be a problematic for you in the future. Just put a dummy Apple ID or create one and check if everything is working or not, because you don't want it to get iCloud lock. Not at all. Now the next is battery health. Now if the phone is purchased 2 or 3 years back, let's say you're buying an iPhone 10s Max. I have one on my hand. So let's say you're buying an iPhone 10s Max and probably you're asking the guy, oh yeah, when you bought it? So he's like, yeah, in 2018 or something like that. Then you went to the battery health in settings and you get the point, battery health. You see there is 95% battery health, then something is wrong, because maybe the original battery is replaced with something cheap one, because most of the people does with the cheap one. And if they have replaced in Apple store, then ask them the original bill. So if the phone is 2 years old, so most common people's iPhone will have 80 to 85% of battery health, or even less than that. And then you get to know that it's an Apple original battery. Now if you ask me whether you should buy a phone with less than 80% battery health, well, it's not like it will blast or it will do something like that. It's just the battery life won't be as good as you might think, and the performance might be getting lesser and lesser over time. Now my iPhone XS Max, over the year of usage, it now has 71% battery health. I mean, that's pretty bad, I guess. But because it's an iPhone XS Max, it still holds up pretty well. Look, it's not turning off, right? Now, if it just goes down like 50% or 60% to that point, then it might just do automatic restart and stuff like that. That's pretty bad. But until then, it's all fine. Mine one's still giving me 100% performance, quite a bit, like not exactly 100%, but quite a bit that same performance, and it's working fine. The battery life is pretty great. Now, if you don't know, Apple also throttles down the performance if the battery is performing very weak. So keep that in mind. If you want the 100% performance, then you need a better battery. On YouTube, check out the latest benchmark test of the phone and do a Geekbench or Antutu benchmark, whichever you have downloaded, to check if the phone is still performing well or not. Now, next one is hold the snap button and swipe like this way and get up to 500 shots to check if the battery is good enough. And before doing that, check the battery percentage, and after doing that, check the battery percentage. If it's like 6-7% down, then the battery health is really low. The battery is really weak. Even if it's a cheap aftermarket battery, then you're still gonna be able to check whether the battery performs well or not, even if it's showing like a battery health is 90% or 95%, whatever. And if it's just 1 or 2% down, then it's all good. The next ones are not that much heavy thing. And then also check the front camera, the back camera, portrait lights, and if there is any fog inside the camera housing or not, so you know that what it's been through. So you need to check it. Check every single button, even the mute button. Now what you need to do is do this. Swipe gesture and check the fluidity. If it's all working great, then it's all fine. It's just like small things that you need to check, because the problem that you'll face after that gotta be huge. And look, one other thing I need to clarify to you, like, don't fall for the scams like I need the urgent money, that's why I'm selling it for cheap, or we used sparingly, we used for international calls and all those stuff. Don't fall for these scams, because these are really big scam. Most of the time they're selling it because the device has issue. Most of the time there are very few people who sell the device just to get a good amount of money from it and then upgrade to a new phone, and they're pretty genuine. And if they are genuine, they're not gonna sell the phone at all cheap. They're not gonna bargain with you. They're not gonna lower down the price a lot. They're gonna say like, okay man, you just go buy it from somebody else. I'm not gonna sell it for cheap. And always don't buy like this way. So you see like iPhone 10 $200 or 20,000 depending on your market, and you're gonna be like, okay, I need to grab. No, wait for it. Wait and check for 5-6 days, and you're gonna get a good idea what the market price is and how low people can go to sell their devices. Check every single thing and then proceed. Like don't hurry at all. Now I know to some people, if they're buying iPhone 7 or 8 or stuff like that, then it's a really old phone. Who cares about these phones? But if you're buying some things like the iPhone 11 Pro Max or iPhone XS Max, these phones are still selling for quite like $400-500 or around 30-40,000 in India or whatever. So you get the point. Like so you need to check your device first, because as I said, these are Ferraris with broken drivetrains probably. Now I will also link down another app to diagnose your phone pretty easily. So this will give you pretty much all of the options to check the mics, like the rear mics, the front mics. You don't have to stress about how to do it. Hey, it's just get easy. And yeah, this video took a lot more efforts and infos to make it. So your like and subscribe really matters, and I appreciate that. And yeah, comment which iPhone you are trying to buy right now. Now, with the app, you can also check the multi-touch, the screen, and stuff like that. There is a lot of things to check, even the cameras and everything, quite a bit like every single thing. So do it. Now also open the voice memos app and then record a voice and listen to it if it's recording well or not. That's what you need to know. Then set up Hey Siri in the settings and check if it's working or not. Then turn on cellular data and open any website. You can open my website as well, like joindavid.com. You can get tech news over there. You can just open that one. It's pretty great. I'm helping you, man. Now if you have AirPods or any other Bluetooth earbuds, then check the Bluetooth as well. And you can also measure the distance, like place the phone somewhere and go a little long distance and listen to if you can listen to the song or something, whatever you're playing. Tilt your phone to see if there is a color shifting, like pretty prominent color shifting. If there is a prominent color shifting, then it's not an OEM panel, because the Apple's origin panel doesn't have a color shifting, at least that much that you can notice. I just need to do it because I'm nitpicking every single thing. So yeah, and open a white photo, the full white on the screen, and check if there is any shade or not. If there is any kind of shade, like white shade on it, then there is a problem in the display. And also check any kind of discoloration or something like that. You're gonna find out once you have the full white display. You're gonna find out whether there is any discoloration or not. You just can do it. Now, why I'm covering the display too much? Because it's the most expensive part of the phone. Literally most expensive, except the whole logic board. It's the most expensive one. Open the maps to check the GPS, if it is working or not. Set like a navigation or stuff like that. You just need to check the GPS if it's working or not, and tap on the whole phone to see if anything rattling or not. Just you need to check it out. Then take out the SIM tray to check if it is water damaged or not, because there is an indicator. Also look at the lightning port. If it's yellowish, then it probably been water damaged. Now that's all I can think of. Now it seems a lot of things I'm talking about, but once you're buying the phone, and things like you're spending 60,000-70,000 or 700-800 bucks to buy a used iPhone, then you really need to check every single thing. And if you have money, then why you're watching the video, just go right and buy whatever you want. And I'm focusing mostly on the new gen iPhones because that's where my experiences are, but you can also apply most of the things to the iPhone 6, 6s, 7 or 8, even though those phones are pretty cheap, so yeah, it's not an issue that much. Now the scam part. I know a lot of you are tech geeks. You're not going to be scammed, but most of people are not tech geeks and they're going to be the one. Some people are so excited to buy an iPhone, they don't just look at the thing, they just say, oh, it's getting cheap, I'm getting a good deal, man, on the iPhone XS Max, 256GB, or iPhone 11 Pro Max, 120GB, I'm getting a great deal, it's in the green color, I really love that color, man. And they buy it, and they order it, they buy it. And that's where the scam happens. Because most of the time, these people are buying the iPhones for the first time, and they don't have an experience with the latest in iPhones or any iPhones for that matter. So that's what the problem is. Now, if you can't believe, some are selling openly. I'm showing you some screenshots. Some are showing openly the clone iPhones as original iPhone, and they're just saying it. If you see the conversation, you're just gonna get it. Like, I'm saying you, what is the storage? He said like the iPhone XS Max is 128GB. There is no 128GB iPhone XS Max at all. But if someone is not a tech geek, they will say, oh, it's an 128GB iPhone XS Max. Oh my god, I'm gonna buy it. I've done a tons of conversation with these kind of people just to check what they really want. They want you to pay first or pay to the courier boy and don't ask about what's inside the box. Then you're gonna open the box and it's a Pandora's box. Scammer. When I was talking with one scammer, he said like this way, brother, I'm gonna send you the phone because I am in Goa. He said like he's in Goa and it will take 12 days to come back to Mumbai. So I'm gonna deliver the phone. I'm gonna pack the phone and I'm gonna deliver it to you. And the courier boy, don't ask anything to the courier boy. He's gonna give it to you, and then you're gonna pay and then check the phone afterwards. Don't check it in front of him because it will maybe he will lose the job. You get it? You get the point? What they're trying to do? They just want your money. And you know how much money they were asking for an iPhone XS Max 256GB? In the first they said it's 128GB. Then they realized like, I said like, is it 128GB? They said like, no, it's 256GB. He actually did a research in between. And then said like, no, it's a 256GB. There is no 128GB model of this phone. And then they said like, oh, you don't have to pay that much. You pay me 35,500. Oh my god. How cheap that phone is. Oh my god. That's a scam. That's a scam. That guy is still selling the iPhone on OLX, like literally. So when not to buy? So first and foremost, like iPhone don't have chin. So if you're saying chin, then don't go there. If they're uploading one photo, then don't click them. And if somebody is posting photos from like Apple's website, like marketing materials and things like that, then don't buy phones from them as well, because you're not seeing the real phone. So how can you trust them? And also don't buy phones from them who post screenshots. Now you can do it. You can buy from them. I'm not going to restrict you, but it's just my suggestion that you shouldn't buy. I'm saying you shouldn't buy. You should have the phone's picture and just post it. And also don't buy from the people who are posting very low quality photos or photos that are random. Like they're saying, here's iPhone XR 128GB, and then 128GB model is there of the iPhone XR. And if they're showing like 5 different colors, and some of them are screenshots from YouTube videos, like from a bigger YouTube channels who has shown like all the colors, things like that. Don't go there. It's a scam. And also there are people who post photos that has double OLX and a sticker on it, which is also a scam because they are stealing someone else's photo and they're reposting it. So, and also don't buy from them who claim that they're going to deliver the phone to you. So wherever you are, whether you are in the same city or you're in the same country or something, things like that, don't. No, not at all. Now there are also some people who will say like, yeah, the courier charges are not refundable. That also is a scam. So don't go there as well. I'm just giving a suggestion so that you don't become the victim. That's probably it. Also, those who ask you to come to WhatsApp to talk with you, don't go there, because most of the people doesn't even want to share their WhatsApp number when they're just selling the phone. Once they're confirmed that you're gonna buy, you're gonna come, then probably they're gonna say like, yeah, you can have my phone number. Most of the time they don't. So those who also say that there is no bill box and only phone, the box is misplaced while shifting or things like that, I think you shouldn't go there unless you find them pretty genuine. And then the next one is these kind of profiles. It's just a big scam. Just don't fall for it. Don't at all. I don't know how they even think that people will fall for it. Keep this in mind, no one will sell their products cheap unless it has a problem in it or it's a scam. Literally, because if you're buying an iPhone 10 for like $200, 128GB model with all accessories and kits, hell no, it's not possible. It's impossible. There's no one gonna sell the phone for that cheap. Also, it's a scam phone, stolen phone, or it's just a clone. If let's say I'm a genuine one, if I'm gonna sell my iPhone 11, I'm not gonna sell it for cheap at all. Like, it's in pristine condition. Why am I gonna sell it for cheap? If the battery health is like pristine condition too, like why? Why would I do that? I will not rather sell it. And yes, I don't want to scare you at all, but this video is all about my experiences and all the infos that I got out of it. Now this is a long video, but here is the most interesting part: how to bargain. Now, if you want to start the conversation, then start it like this. If you find that someone is pretty genuine, you want to talk to them and you want to, like, let's say buy their product and they're saying pretty genuine, then go right ahead and chat it like this way. Let's say if I have to chat, then I say like, I'm interested and I live in Bandra. Now other people does it like, okay, what's the final price, or my price is like this. Just don't do it. They're just gonna ignore you straight out. And these are not for the scam people. I already made you smart. What you're talking about. Now you have to be smart enough to talk with the genuine people, right? Also, don't share your own home address and meet them like in a public place, like where there is a lot of people. Meet them there, not in some secluded place, not in some alleyways or something like that. No, not at all. And don't bargain the price too much when you're chatting with them. Don't at all. If they're quoting the price like $500, then don't go like $400, even if you know that it might go down to $400 or even $380, something like that. But just don't say it in that chat application, because that's where they're gonna compare you with other potential buyers. Because if they're gonna be like, oh, this guy quoted $390, but that guy quoted $400, I should go for that one. They will just immediately cancel you. So don't bargain over there. Offer them your price only after watching the phone and inspecting the phone like that way. As I said, like, we can do it like that way, or you can check out someone else's videos. But then again, if they're forcing you to say it upfront, then don't go too low, depending on the device and also the Face ID, the battery health, True Tone, the display, a third-party display, and all those stuff. Don't go too low. Don't go too low at all. Just no. Straight out no, because that's where you're gonna get cancelled. Don't always think like, oh, it's a good deal, I just lost the deal because of that. No. There are tons of deals coming in front of you. Like, wait a month, you're gonna get better deals. So if the seller is lowering their prices automatically and they're just like going down and down, then your expectations are someone is selling this phone, let's say the iPhone XS Max, for $450, and when you ask them what's the final price after chatting it for a while, they say like, oh, it's $380. Even if you haven't quoted any price and they just said it like, I can send it for as low as $380, just get to know it. Pretty simple. This is not a sparingly used phone, or this is not a like cutely taken care of device. It's not. It's been like thrown away or things like that. There are problems. There are major issues with the phone. Just keep this in mind. There are problems. That's why people are selling the phones. Come on. But then again, keep in mind, you may have to repair the whole phone or the battery or the screen or things like that. So just keep that in mind. Like the high maintenance. And those who will have a genuine phone and this is pristine condition, they're not gonna talk about the bargaining at all. They're just gonna say like, this is a fixed price. Come check it. See it. I'm not gonna lower the price at all. It can be like $30, $20. They can lower it down, but they're not gonna go like $100, $200. No, not at all. They're not gonna lower it down to that point at all. Like, never, because they're not gonna sell the phone to you at all, because you're not a potential buyer. So you need to know that those people are genuine, because that's why they have a very high price tag and it's saying like, it's in pristine condition, I've used it. But it also can be scam as well sometimes, but yeah, most of the time it is not, because scam people know that if they're gonna sell it for cheap, then they will get more attention, then get more victims. So that's their strategy. So that's why the scammers will sell it for cheap, and the genuine people will always try to sell it higher. If someone is trying to butter you up like, hi dear, or hi brother, then just get it. The device has real major issues. But it is not always the case, but most of the time I've seen this thing happening. Now, I'm not going to tell you to ask their ID proof or something like that, because that might put me into trouble as well, because an ID proof is something like that. It also concerns about their security things, because you're getting their ID proof. What you're going to do with it, who knows? So this is all I can think of. And this is a big guide to buy used iPhone in a very good condition, staying away from the scammers, and also how to bargain. This is a guide for everything. Take it like these are my suggestions and nothing more than that, because I'm not responsible for your buying decisions at all. Again, disclaimer. But it's a video I needed to make because some people might just need it, and other people do whatever you want. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to see more episodes like this, please hit the like button, please do subscribe or watch my other videos. Bye and take care, and also subscribe.
And yeah, check out my website on your computer, tablet or your phone. joindavid.com, link down below. It's for everything tech. You're gonna get all these and more tech news way faster than these videos. These videos takes a lot more time and effort to create. So subscribe this channel and like this video, as I appreciate that, and definitely visit my website.